when last we left off with veins like tapeworms, it was not fun time, Fazbear fun times at all. We had to push Miriam away fully, basically screaming at her to go away, and then we bit Wickus. We bit him on his hand. So, you know, that sucked. So 2 of the people that we came to care for the most in the last route, we have more or less just pushed away to force them out of our lives. And I started my timer, but I'm putting it on the bed because it needs to charge. My phone is getting close to death at 30-some%. And now we have to deal with the consequences of our actions and see, essentially, like, how this is gonna go. Because we are very close now to blooming. We are close to seeing what Slyce can be. And, I don't know how well that's gonna go over for anyone involved.
You should go out. It might clear your head. My head is fine. I'm fine. I'm better than fine, even. I'm happy. I'm happy with you. Don't you get that? I don't need to clear up anything. I feel better than I have in years. Then, perhaps it would be better to reframe it. We should clear our heads together. Outside, we barely do much of anything besides work and eat. You're right, you're right. You've been meaning to do your laundry anyway, yes? Your clothes smell of rot. Oh, that. Yeah. Oh, it's right. When Slyce blooms, they won't ever have to worry about petty things like that anymore. But it's not time to bloom yet, so they have to play their stupid little part in society and pretend they aren't about to become the most gorgeous thing the world's ever seen. Laundry day is a damn good day, Demian says so himself. It's their one time of the week where they get to poke their grubby head out of the Kingsfield slums and become forgotten in the mess of flashy lights. It's an unnecessary splurge, of course. Really, they're sure if they took a good look, they'd find another coin-operated laundromat somewhere closer to where they live, but they deserve a little treat in life. Apparently, that treat is taking a 30-minute detour into the tourist trap front of Kingsfield Beach. Demian likes to pretend they're one of the many people passing by them on the sidewalk, undoubtedly with a brighter outlook than they'd have. Maybe in another life, they could have been one of the college students, flocking to this casino and that nightclub with their gaggle of friends. All the friends have genuine smiles plastered across naive faces. It should have been me. Demian pulls their cloth face mask up further to hide from the biting chill. Shoving their hands into their pockets, they ripped their jealous glare away from the posse. Off they went, further downtown. Not as many people as they'd expect. The horde streams in during the summer days, New Year's Eve, and fucking Valentine's Day of all things. They're not complaining, at least. It's my Borb! Hey Raven, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. And I'm gonna guess you're drunk, Infinity. Usually when a person asks that question, it's usually themselves. Oh, they have enough people to deal with at home. Demian's feet slow to a halt. They lean against the edge of a building. A fleeting fantasy of melding into the bricks for eternity zips by them. Tired eyes absorb the sight of false promises and a beautiful daydreams etched in neon. And beautiful daydreams etched in neon. I can't fucking read tonight. Let's see. 7 glasses of rum and coke deep. Huh. I don't know if that tastes any good. But I hope you are having a good time. 2 vapes in a day. Damn. That's a lot. All I've done today was like, I got dressed, I worked on my game, and like, I went to what I thought was gonna be time for D&D, but I missed it because I misread the fucking announcement. Cry. So I just hung out in gaming club. Breathtaking, isn't it? Yes. Makes you wonder what life could have been like if things had been different.
And yeah, sadly no D&D. And they're running Curse of Strahd too, one of my favorite units. And I missed it. But I'm gonna try to be there next week for it. Although depending on how I feel, I might fall in for it, because they do have, they do also, like, let you call in through Discord for it as well. Which is pretty handy for people who can't come in physically, but do have the time. Need to hang out sometime. Miss chatting with you. I know. I've just been busy with other things as of late, trying to get shit done.
Continuing with the game, you only dream of it because you have only known the worst. The rotten underbelly festers within every inch. What do you expect? It's a casino city. There's always a sucker who gambles his grandma's life savings to try to make it big. Yet you did the same thing.
Well, I was flat broke. Yeah, I kinda can't blame Demian, because like, when you're at rock bottom already, you can't really go much further down. Not unless you get someone to add to the hole with like a cat 5. Not a cat 5, fuck. Like a bobcat, like one of them like excavator things. And exactly, Raven, it's fantastic.
They sigh and close their eyes. Makes you think, this whole place is rotten, but everything looks perfect. It is perfection, because it is artificial. Everything here is man-made, you know. You're not gonna see anything organic unless you're looking at mold in the bathroom. Not what I meant. Humans cannot stand to gaze upon imperfection. They build their civilizations to be without fault. It can be beautiful, yet it scares me. It scares me too, honestly. It'd be so easy to get lost for good in Kingsfield. The unwanted becomes forgotten, as if they never existed. Would anyone find their corpse in a timely manner? Or would they be rotting away, only discovering the liquefied state when their body starts to stink?
That's not a pleasant thought. Hold on a second.
I am having an issue.
That's marginally better. My eyelid feels sticky. For no fucking reason.
Would they be rotting away, only discovered in a liquefied state when their body starts to stink? This place is not a home. It can never be a home. It's about time to collect their laundry, isn't it? Demian hoists himself up and keeps on walking. Warmth and light streams from the windows around them. That's one of the few perks of Kingsfield's hotspots. No matter how late at night Demian would prowl around, there was always something going on for them to gawk at. It really helps calm their nerves during the typical Demian bout of reclaiming some iota of control in their life by staying up way too late. What if I ran away from everything again? Demian. Look, I know it's not feasible normally. You'd need to have at least some money to stay afloat if you're jobless. Not what I meant. You'll probably learn a bit more about this whole money thing soon. See, we humans really did a boneheaded move. Or rather, we humans did a real boneheaded move and put so much value on colorful pieces of paper, so now we can't get food or other stuff without it. You're not listening to me. In my defense, I slept through most of my economics classes. Like, I know we can't just give everyone everything, it's just... Demian. Well, we about to have problems. In all their inner turmoil, Demian only came to their senses as a strong hand yanks them by the back of their hoodie. They didn't even realize if it was a push or a pull until a second later. They stumble, slip, and are dragged into the dark alleyway and slammed against a wall by two men obscured in the shadows. Something cold and metallic presses against the back of their neck. Empty your pockets, shouts the one in the green hoodie. He points a switchblade knife toward their face. Now. Shit. Hey, look, listen, man, I literally don't have anything on me, they choke. The one holding you also has a knife. Yeah, no shit! The guy behind Demian snarls in their ear. You think we're fucking playing here, huh? Hey, dude, I do not have any money on me, Demian says, voice pitched higher than normal. Their words seem to tumble out on top of one another. Like at all, I'm serious, man. Green hoodie squeezes the handle of his knife. It digs deeper into the skin. Phone then, your watch. I don't have either. I literally do not have a phone with me. Demian coughs hard. They choke out. Dude, I'm so fucking broken, man. I don't have anything on me at all. Shut the fuck up. Sneak attack guy roars. Already Demian can feel their ears ringing. He's so close, they can feel his hot breath on their right earlobe. Oh god, even reading that a second time is not pleasant. Let's see. Have you seen that I'm Not Human game? Seems to have gone viral. I can see why. Oh yeah, I've seen it. I kind of expected it to go viral, especially after, like, some of the bigger YouTubers played the demo a little bit back. I am intrigued by it, and I'll probably play it eventually. The sensation makes their skin crawl, as it fucking should. Demian slaps her lips shut. Green hoodie gestures toward his buddy and growls, "Search him, now." Before they can protest, Demian is thrown against the freezing concrete wall. A muffled gasp escapes their lips. They try to fight back, shove one of them off and leg it, but to call their useless flailing pathetic would be doing it a favor. The silvery knife bites against their neck as thieving hands tug and forage around for any spare cash they may have. Call for my power. Green hoodie is the first to stop. What the fuck? I told you. They can't help the forlorn tone in their voice. Demian is hurled against the ground. Pitiful attempts to brace himself go unnoticed by the sheer force of the abuse. The concrete scrapes against their hands and wrists. Waste of our damn time. Sneak attack guy kicks Demian in the ribs. A loud, hard gasp is forced from their throat. Fresh pain zings through their nerves. Or rather, fresh pain zings their nerves. Demian tries to hoist himself up on an arm. Perhaps out of anger, Green Hoodie joins in with a stomp on their leg. or to their leg. They collapse to the ground with a snort and a shriek. They can't get away. Help me. A closed fist from one of the muggers strikes their jaw. Demian screams. They're met with a slam to the bridge of the nose. The crack that echoes in their skull is sickening. Every shriek goes unnoticed. Please, get me out of here. The barrage won't stop. Call for me. When they were younger, Demian thought they wanted to die. They realize now, lying here on the ground, being pummeled to a pulp, that was never true. In actuality, they wanted to live more than anything else. They just wanted out of their old life. But they won't be able to if this is where it ends. Please, 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 I should have listened to you. I don't want to die. Please help. I don't want to die. Not here, not like this.
And in this case, I don't feel guilty hitting the orange button. Let's see. And it's pretty good. It has lots of endings. Ooh, yeah, I kind of figured, especially since, like, it's all about dealing with human doppelgangers and you're forced to let people in, essentially. You're forced to trust people and let them in and try to help them as best you can. But if you let in the wrong person, you basically die as well as anyone else you had let in. It's a rather terrifying game, quite honestly, for what it presents itself with.
Demian goes limp. Their mind is awake and their eyes dart around, but their body does not respond to the kicking. They can feel it, but the sensations are muffled at best. It's the equivalent of sticking their head underwater to mute an ear-splitting song filling the room. The pain is disconnected from their body. Or maybe their mind isn't as there as Demian thought it was. Whatever it is, something else is in control. We'll protect you. All who harm you will fall. Is he dead? Is that green hoodie? They can't tell. The two men standing over them cast long, ominous shadows over their useless sack of meat. One speaks in a foreign language. The other switches to it. The men's voices are quivering, pitch rising further and further. If they could, Demian would laugh bitterly, mocking their fear. The shadow sneak attack darkens. A shaking hand clutches the fabric of their jacket. Demian is unceremoniously plopped onto their back. Blank, unblinking eyes meet the terrified gaze of a man the same age as Demian. What are you doing? Wait. The taste of rot creeps up their throat. Check his breathing, Green Hoodie says, this time in English.
Fuck no, you do it! You have the gloves!
One trembling hand reaches out to their clammy skin. It feels like hours before their blood-soaked face mask slips down. Finally, control has returned to their body. Brown eyes dart toward the man, locking gazes with him. Demian curls a slow smile across their face.
Oh shit!
Demian pukes up a malformed hand made of rotten slime. The boneless arm whips around in their gullet and lashes toward the men. The closer of the two, Green Hoodie, is only able to jump a little bit back before the hand slams him to the ground. Demian's torso jerks up first. Then their feet hit the pavement. Their knees crackle and swing and their taut chest up. Wait, what? Try that again. Their knees crackle and swing their taut chest up. Despite that, their neck is still limp. It lolls to the left and then the right. Sneak attack runs for the street. Green Hoodie screams and tries to swing the knife at the arm. Demian chokes as it whips toward him. Their whole fucking body convulses with euphoria. Decomposing claws rake down his pallid arm. Green Hoodie drops the knife. Sneak Attack freezes in his tracks, right before he could leave. Demian tries to smile through the arm. It grabs on tight to the thief's hand and pulls. Human skin can only stretch so far before it splits. And soon, 3 little fingers are torn from his hand. Blood spurts from the nubs. Green Hoodie starts to scream and doesn't stop. To Demian, it might as well be music. It's the prettiest melody they've ever heard, laced with sorrow and terror. The arm retreats with its prize, descending down to the pits of their stomach. Demian swallows the fingers whole. Each digit slides past the smooth muscle. Demian reaches up with heavy arms and grabs their head. They set it back into place with a sickening crack. Demian's foot shuffles forward. Green Hoodie jumps back and lands flat on his ass. He glances at the bloody stumps on his hand. Then he stares at Demian's gleeful smile. There is no humanity behind their eyes.
What the fuck are you?
Demian wipes their nose with the back of their hand. Black slime coats the skin. Wouldn't you like to know? Demian leans in closer, so much closer, and opens their mouth wide.
Ugh.
Fucker. Sneak Attack rips the blade out of Demian's shoulder. He swings his arm back to strike again. A black tendril bursts from the wound and pins him to the bricks. His body makes a meaty thwack. It makes their mouth water.
Run!
He screams to the other man. Demian tries to stop him. Before they can, though, he's already scrambled to the streets. If they chase after him, the other one will get away. Might as well take what they can. Demian lunges toward the other guy and stomps him against the concrete.
Get away from me, you fucking monster!
That silvery knife cuts at their palms. Demian only has a moment to feel the pain before it mixes with ecstasy. Every fiber of their body is singing. Half-formed tendrils burst from the gashes. Demian laughs as it wraps all around their hands and arms, covering the pads of their fingers. Demian tightens their fist and smashes the knuckles against the guy's nose. He starts to squeal. They stand over him and jab their knee in his stomach.
How's it feel, huh? Huh?
Demian barks a sharp laugh. Each sentence is punctuated with another blow to his face. When his nose is smashed into little bits of bone, they turn toward his jaw.
You piece of shit. I told you I had nothing. What, huh? What were you gonna do? Use me like a fucking punching bag because I was an inconvenience? Then what? You leave me to die here? Bleed to death? Huh?
That knife keeps on swinging, ripping through skin and meat. Even through the pain that hums through their nerves, the joy of inflicting agony on someone else drowns every other sense out. Demian grabs his left hand and rips it back as far as they can. Bones crunch and skin splits. It dangles limply. The music reaches a deafening cacophony.
Shut up, stop fucking screaming!
Thick claws wrapped in ooze grab the sides of his head. It's heavier than a bowling ball. Demian yanks it up until it feels like his spine is about to snap and smashes it into the asphalt. The knife is jammed into their side. He's trembling now. Laughter and sobbing rings out in these walls. Stop, he gurgles. Please stop. Demian smashes a skull down again, and again. And again, and again, and again, and Demian, it is enough. They were the laughing one. Demian always thought the trope of laughing during a fit of maniacal violence was bullshit. A lie made up by the big guns who wanted to make movies more dramatic. But that pure, unfettered delight in the center of their chest sure doesn't feel fake.
Demian, you good? Go. No, I don't think they're good.
Blank eyes stare down at the swollen flesh. His face looks more like ground-up hamburger meat than anything else. Demian's not afraid to say it sends a rumble to a stomach. They're not sure if it's theirs or Slyce's. Maybe one little bite won't hurt. He's not really breathing. Well, he is, but it's so shallow they have to listen real close to hear his soft wheezing. Hey, they say to him in a hoarse tone. You dead? The man twitches a leg. It seems more involuntary than a proper response. A dull chuckle worms its way from their cords. Only a few minutes ago, they laid here and listened to him ask the same question. And now look at them. Did I really do that much to him? His intestines are all over the place. Oh, God. Those are not his organs. They are yours.
Oh.
That
Doesn't seem to shake them up. It should. Grab those things, like, wind that shit around your arm and stuff it back in your gut. You kind of need those.
Huh. That little knife sure did a number to their flesh. Crazier shit happens when you fight for your life, Demian supposes.
Yeah, you just lose your organs. It's fine, it's fine. Shove them back in, stitch yourself up. It's just another Tuesday.
Where's the pain? Can we put it back? Will unravel my form quite a bit. It is possible, though tedious. Can we get started now? I don't want to bleed to death. Yes, hold still. A muffled sense of curiosity overcomes them. The bruise of my knuckles, every fiber of you belongs to me.
I guess now we're just the biotic Kenby now. Bionic? What the fuck ever. We got an eldritch creature. We are now more eldritch creature than human now at this point.
A muffled sense of curiosity overcomes them. Tendrils of all sizes extend from the gouge within their belly, curling around thick, bloody ropes and stuffing it back inside the meat. The coils that touch the ground are cleansed in Slyce's tentacles. Bacteria, infections, pebbles, even any stray bugs. It's all dissolved. Slyce makes sure it's eaten away for their safety. It should be sickening to watch. Demian can't look away. Thinking about it, it feels more like they're sitting on a couch and watching a scene from a movie. Either that, or a morbid video game about putting a corpse's insides back inside before stitching it up. In other words, it's not their flesh. Whatever. Dead butterfly's cocoon doesn't matter in the long run. Looking at it from a normal standpoint, it sure is important. Keeps their brain in place, makes sure they don't fall in the mush. But as I've always believed, Demian cannot see it as an extension of them. Really, what is the part of someone that makes a person who they are? The brain? Definitely not. One weird head injury and boom, total change in behavior. And the body? Probably not. Was that shivering, gangly child with their ribs broken or poking from the skin and brown hair too long really what anyone could call Demian? They didn't see their old self as a version of them. They still don't, honestly. So what if some organs were cut out of them? It's not like they're scrambling to put Demian back together. Just stitching out the vessel that kept Demian intact. Please stop thinking this. What's the matter? You're scaring me with this line of thought. You should not be experiencing this disconnect. I mean, I think I've always felt that way. You know that. Just kind of been going through life pretending I'm some weird ghost puppeteering a sack of meat. Not that. This, your tranquility, staring down the result of your violence. Oh, that. In what could only be described as a morbid act to help Slyce, Demian slithers the knife out of their side and puts it in their pocket. After that, they lift their shimmering intestines with the other hand. The loops are so very slippery. If they aren't careful, Demian thinks they could plop right out of their fingers. Plug that up before it leaks all the blood out. I'm keeping the knife, by the way. This is exactly what I mean. Hmm? You are not afraid. You feel no disgust. You are not realizing the intensity of what you have done to those humans. It's self-defense. Either way, they beat me to a pulp or I fight back. Simple as that. You could have run long before. The one with the fingers removed would not tell anyone. The one you trapped could not move. You could have escaped.
I'm gonna be real with you, Slyce. I'm pretty sure Demian has repressed anger issues, and they ended up becoming, you know, physical therapy.
You had long since defended yourself. Everything else you have done is cruelty. It is violence for the sake of violence. You liked hurting them.
Maybe I did. So what, huh? What was I supposed to do? How was I supposed to know he wouldn't stab me in the fucking back? I mean, the other guy did gouge your organs out, but at the same time, he was only gouging your organs out because you were beating the ever-living shit out of him. Like, there was a point where this was self-defense, Demian, but you've kind of far exceeded that point, you know? Like, this kind of thing would not stand up in a court of law.
Demian considers squeezing their intestines to release their anger. They realize it's probably a really fucking bad idea, though, and keep their grip gentle. The tentacles stitching up their skin shudder at the thought. Besides, they gasp out loud, it's not my fault. You took control and made me do that. I'm not a bad person. You did this to me.
I feel like in that moment, if Slyce had a face, they would have deadpan just looked up at Demian like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
I did not control you. You did this entirely yourself.
What?
I could not in that moment, even if I wanted to. All I could do was lend you my power, mend your wounds. Every hit those humans suffered was from your doing. Your will. Hearing that felt good. It felt good.
They aren't just some fucking coward who rolls over and takes all the pain doled out of them. Demian really does have it in them to strike back. Wielding the power that once belonged to a god, they could... Demian?
A wavering voice pulls them from their spiral, even if for a moment.
Oh God, who's seeing us right now? Oh God, Miriam. Why are you here, girl?
Though her face is covered in shadows, the woman that stood at the foot of the alleyway is undoubtedly Miriam. Demian smiles slowly, teeth caked in blood and flesh. Miriam takes a step back.
Run, girl! Her eyes widen even further. Fucking run!
Her glasses reflect the blue and red light back to Demian.
What happened to you? Whose blood is that?
Her hand trembles as she points at Demian's stomach.
What are those rope those are our intestines. It's just a regular old Friday night. We got a bit rowdy with the boys, you know. They like to use their knives. It's all fun and games. Don't worry. Could I borrow you for a trip to the ER? Ah! These?
Demian's voice is slow. Slurred even. Blood loss, probably. Slyce will have to expend more of itself for that. They're my entrails. Miriam? Aren't they pretty? She gasps. Her whole body is shaking.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
She chokes on her words.
What happened? I can get you to the hospital. There's a hospital nearby. Just don't... No!
Miriam jumps back another 2 steps.
Don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare!
The growl in the back of their throat is so very low. Demian tries to stuff their anger back down.
Webster, I'm sorry. I'm fine. Look, everything is perfect.
From the crescent moon-shaped wound in their belly, 7 or 8 squiggling outgrowths take the intestines from their hands and slithers under the skin with it. Miriam retches.
Don't look at me like that, Webster,
they're able to say.
It doesn't hurt at all. I think it's blocking all the pain.
Want to eat her? Not here. I cannot keep up. Unravel too much of myself just to rebuild you. If we eat her, you'd have more.
What's blocking the pain? What are you talking about?
Seems like Miriam's whipping herself up into a bit of a frenzy. Her gaze travels down, 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 to the vague lump that used to be a person lying in front of Demian's blood-soaked feet. Her hand snakes to her mouth.
Demian, I'm gonna get you to the hospital, okay?
Her breath quickens. Demian can hear the pounding of her heart, see the trembling of her fingers as she grabs her phone. Are you scared of me, Webster? Why is Demian smiling? She freezes in place. A scared little bunny, trapped by a fog brimming with maggots, cannot run without provoking a reaction. The last of Demian's intestines are sucked into their body, lumpy slime splayed over the wound to close it up. Demian asks again, "Are you?" Tears welling in her eyes, Miriam makes some semblance of a response.
Also, even after we had been so cruel and pushed her away, she is trying to be helpful. Oh my god, Miriam. You are too sweet, too kind, even if it's just out of basic human decency. For your own good and well-being. Fucking run, please.
A nod of her head, saying everything for her. Yes, I'm so afraid. That's good. Each movement is deliberate. Standing up is a careful decision. One wrong step, one slip of the foot, and all those organs could come spilling out of them all over again. It means you won't tell on me, right, Webster? Horror crosses her face. She knows exactly what Demian means.
This isn't about telling on you, Demian. I don't care what you did. I want to get you and that man help. That's all I want. I swear. So swear.
Gripping her phone tight, Miriam looks behind her shoulder. The sidewalk is empty. No one who would care enough to hear her scream. I don't need help. Their neck goes slack. Demian reaches up and pulls it back.
Please, Demian, I won't tell anyone what you did. You just need to get checked out. Your intestines were hanging out of you. Oh god.
Can't you see, Miriam? I've become so much better than everyone in this whole city. I don't need help. I can hear the whispers of your breath. I smell the scent of your flesh. I hear the ticking of your heartbeat. I don't have to lie down and take the abuse anymore. Anyone who hurts me, I can really hurt them. Demian traps her in a cage of melting tendrils and putrid botflies. The person she once cared so deeply about, deep enough to love, spirals further down a path she can't follow. Their face is so close to her, and from their lips leak a slime that can only be described with the stench of death.
What happened to you?
They laugh. It is loud, cruel, and unapologetic. I reached up to receive the gifts of a god, the titan of rotten flowers. It grabbed my hand tight, and I was reborn anew. Miriam was never a religious woman, but now all she can do is pray. Become one with me, Miriam. Please. I don't want to be alone. Her lips throb in sync with her heartbeat. The corners of her vision fill with black fuzz. Miriam's thoughts blend into an incomprehensible slurry of fear and disgust.
Oh god, we're gonna eat her.
With a shallow breath, she swallows her paralyzing fear and gives her answer. No. Demian's smile drops. I thought you were different. The grip on Miriam releases completely. She drops to the ground, gasping and rubbing her neck. The tight skin would have a ring of bruises very soon. Just go. If you're not going to be useful to me, then go. I don't need you. I have everything I need within me. Miriam scrambles to her feet. They give out under her. She hoists herself up with the brick walls. You'll be a pal and leave us alone. Right, Webster? Demian tilts their head. The nickname on their tongue feels rancid in Miriam's ears. If you tell anyone, I'll split your skull open. We'll know. Trust me. I won't tell. Then leave. Don't be a fucking hero.
Oh shit.
Ah, no, this is not the kind of scene for that. Da, da, da.
Although I guess we do need a little bit of levity after all that happened. Holy fucking shit. Also, hi Sir welcome in. We almost ate Miriam and I'm kinda glad we haven't.
How about no?
Yeah, exactly.
Miriam runs far, far away until she's out of sight. And Demian is left alone again, tendrils snaking back into their skin and closing their gouges. Their appetite is long gone. With Slyce dead silent in their mind, Demian pulls up their face mask, stuffs their hands in their pockets, and makes the trek back home. Ideally, we may want to go and get our laundry because we're covered in fucking blood. Their laundry can probably wait another day.
It's gonna get thrown out.
Demian keeps a close eye on the local news for the rest of the night. Nothing about anyone in the west side of Kingsfield with horrific injuries. They turn the knife over in their hand, a souvenir of their joy. If there's no news of either man dying, then they are not to blame. They're not a bad person for defending themselves. They're not a murderer. God, how can they go back to normalcy now? How can they walk in tomorrow morning, clock in, and pretend they didn't swallow a taste of freedom? The jitters in their hands still haven't quelled. The scarred rat scurries by their bare feet once again. This time, Demian snatches it up, raising it to eye level.
Oh god, we're gonna eat the rat.
It squeaks and kicks in the air. They pinch the nape of its neck tighter. It doesn't taste as bad as they'd expected.
Oh god. Oh. Poor rat buddy.
It takes a really long time to strangle a man to death. I bet it's personal, too. You can't have a weak heart, a weak stomach, weak fingers. You have to look him in the eye as you choke the life out of him. You have to feel his pulse slowing under your hands. You get to watch his face twist and warp, watch the screams that are never born pushing from its womb, watch his eyes swell as his blood vessels beg to burst. I didn't have time for all that. I wish I did. I bet it feels wonderful. Maybe it's even better than blooming. His head split open in my hands, his flesh tore apart, and I wanted so fucking bad to devour every drop of him until all that's left of me and the god of rotten flowers.
I get the feeling we've skipped over some dialogue here. And I bet that's on purpose. Demian's just completely tuning everything else out.
I hate her. Demian's brown eyes glare at Margaret with all the rage they can muster up. Oblivious as ever, Margaret doesn't even seem to notice it.
No, she notices it. She's just pretending not to, because she... Whatever the rage you got going, Demian, she wants none of it.
Her hands shake as the grip on her mop grows tighter. Demian plops down in front of room 104, pulling a knee up to their chest. The other one stretches out on the concrete. Seriously, Margaret says. I know your foot's been acting up again, but we don't have time to kill. She stands a brisk pace away from them. So fucking annoying. Is she afraid they'll puke on her again? Like she's gonna get sick from it. Like she'd ever be granted the gifts of a god. Slyce doesn't want her. Slyce won't ever go to her. He only wants Demian. They grunt and rub the back of their hand. Just give me a second, damn it. It's not my foot this time. You got it all cleaned off, didn't you? Prying eyes stare at their tender skin. Demian's scowl deepens further as they hide their hand from Margaret. No need to have someone tell them if they're fine or not. Plus, Demian doesn't need Margaret to ask why their knuckles are so bruised. Slyce healed up all the nicks, but not the bruises. Through gritted teeth they snarl. Well, I don't have a bleach burn now, do I? No thanks to you. Hey, come on, don't be like that. Margaret swallows thick and hands the mop out to them. They don't take it. Blonde hair drips over their face, obscuring their mouth and one eye. Their mind is torn between soothing Slyce's pain and imagining Margaret's gory death. Maybe I should pour cleaner on you, see how well you deal with it. Boss makes $1, you make a dime. That's why you abuse your bleach-soaked worker on company time, huh? She pinches the bridge of her nose and lowers her voice. Just at least try to look busy, alright, please? That's going to kill us both if he sees you sitting here. It's not Carl you have to worry about. Demian's shoulders tense, and their fingers start digging into bare skin. It's so fucking musty in there. And if I don't get some fresh air, I'm going to suffocate. Demian, it's not worth the fight. I'm actually going to kill her. Humans will see. I don't care. Hide in one of the bathrooms or something like last time. Did you not hear a single thing I just said? I want to hurt her. Not here. I want her to suffer. Demian, stop. Did you? Margaret snaps. God, Demian, what are you doing? Seriously, ever since I knew you, you've been such a piece of shit. I know you've got issues with my dad, but don't take it out on me. You deserve it. Something gurgles behind their voice. Did you forget that? You're not so innocent either. You make me fucking miserable. Oh my god, you know what? I can't. Do whatever, just don't get me involved. Margaret actually hucks the mop this time. Demian watches as it clatters in front of their feet. They do not pick it up. Don't come crying to me if Dad cuts your hours again. Oh dear. You think you're so fucking good, don't you? You think you're better than me?
Oh, we don't even get a choice in this one. Well,
I can't fucking do this anymore. Demian breathes deeply. Margaret storms off to the lobby. Steady knees pull Demian to their feet.
uh-oh.
Each step is calculated. One step, one heartbeat.
Oh god.
Their fingers ache to the bone.
Demian, maybe we shouldn't do this.
The sin of desire overwhelms their heart. All that's left is rage. Margaret closes the glass door behind her. She sighs and shakes her head, pinching the bridge of her nose. She mutters to herself, "Why did it have to be today?" The ticking clock fills the ambience of the dreary lobby. Still another 4 hours left until the evening shift ends. The sunset has barely even started. Plus, with Carl in one of his moods, Margaret could never figure out what would set him off. She'd have to work double time to make sure he doesn't start pouting over the littlest of things. And that's before Demian spilled bleach on their arm. What's wrong with them now? Everything they do, it's like Demian can always find a way to blame someone else. That said, she did understand the bubbling anger. She just wished they'd budge a little and take a break in one of the empty rooms. At least then it'd be harder for Carl to find them and start haranguing both Demian and Margaret for slacking off. Which, frankly, she thinks is just a little bit unfair. What is she supposed to do? Drag Demian by the ear? Margaret still doesn't know why Carl even keeps them around. He's fired better people for less. She tilts her head back and closes her eyes. Margaret, the secret isn't that Demian is cheap labor under the table. Carl is cooking the tax books. Margaret could really go for a smoke right about now.
Oh god.
Someone slams the lobby door. Margaret opens her eyes. Hey, welcome to the Restful Night mode.
Oh god.
Demian wraps their bony fingers around her throat and squeezes with every drop of Slyce's strength. The scream Margaret tries to howl is strangled out of her lungs. Feeble hands claw at Demian's skin. They call upon more of Slyce's power and slam the back of Margaret's head into the shitty linoleum floors. A trick they learned just last night. Margaret's whole body twitches and jerks. You did this to me, you know, they snap in a harsh whisper. You made me do this. This is your fault. You just couldn't shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Every time we talk, you've always just gotta have the last word, huh? Huh? It takes a real long time to choke a human to death, doesn't it? You always thought I was just some submissive little bitch who'd lie down and take the abuse, huh? Thought it'd never come back to bite your face off? All sorts of delicious endorphins flood Demian's brain. The taste of her fear, the scent of her fading life, her delicate windpipe crushed in their hands. It all blends together into a nauseatingly sweet dessert they can't get enough of. They need it. They need her to die in their hands, as punishment. Punishment for all the suffering she's put them through. They need her eyes to burst and her neck to snap. Margaret's mouth twists into a silent shriek, and the look on her face makes them smile wide. Wider, 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 until they're screaming in her face. A hard kick to Demian's knee throws them off balance. For one awful moment, the iron grip on her neck breaks. Demian tries to clap a hand over her mouth, and it's already too late. Dad, help!
Shut the fuck up!
Demian socks her in the nose. Margaret gurgles in surprise. They wrest her hands off their wrist and punch her again. Cartilage caves in under their fist. The stench of blood fills the air. She goes limp. They reel their arm back a third time. Two hands grab them by the hair and throw them off a now unconscious Margaret. Demian grunts hard. They skid across the floor and come to a stop at Carl's feet. He scrabbles for the landline phone in one hand. The other hand does its best to keep a thrashing Demian on the floor. They think he's screaming something at them. They don't care. Give me your power. Demian, please. I cannot keep up. Exhausted from the night before. Every fiber of you belongs to me. Now grant me... Oh god. What has gotten into you? Carl's wheezing voice chokes out. His gnarled fingers, caked with dirt under the nails, tremble and slip from the smooth plastic phone. Huge, unblinking eyes stare deep within him. I hope we both die. Carl looks over at them. He opens his mouth in surprise. Demian's useless lump of meat convulses, and rotting meat spears him through the back of his mouth. Their throat bulges out as they call for more of Slyce's very being. The look of horror on his face is snuffed out in the blink of an eye. Blood sprays the countertop, the phone, even the gaudy fake plants smashed in the struggle. Demian forces their body to stand up. The lifeless body is picked off its feet and hangs in the air. Carl's arms dangle at his sides. Never again will those hands pull at their strings, forcing Demian to dance like a vapid little puppet for his own gain. The skin between upper and lower jaw finally rips. Whose jaw? Who cares? His tongue, a fatty lump, is forevermore silenced. His pathetic wheezling is no more. Yanking their head back, Demian rips the tendril from Carl's corpse. It drops to the ground with a heavy thud. Slyce's flesh shivers, and Demian can't tell if it's out of anger, fear, or horror.
Probably a mix of all three.
It pulls away from the body and descends down, 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 down into Demian's guts. And they're left in a blood-soaked lobby, standing above a cooling body and a comatose waste of space. Demian unfolds their hands. The flickering heartbeat in Margaret's neck still whispers to their nerves. The terror that is frozen on Carl's face is forevermore burned in Demian's mind. It feels heavenly, as if their whole body was drenched top to bottom, end to end, in a joy that's so beautiful it should be a sin.
I mean, you just committed murder, Demian. That is technically a sin, you know? You've experienced a joy that is a sin. A joy that should not be a joy, Demian.
A whole cocktail of drugs couldn't even come close to this utter ecstasy. And if this bliss is how it feels to bloom, then Demian would shed their humanity in a heartbeat.
If you want to get technical. Oh no.
Alright. Demian rolls their tongue. They click it at the top of their mouth. You use me to rebuild, right, Slicey? Stop. We can't stop now. I'm already a murderer. Demian stands over the body. Why not commit? You need to eat, and I don't have any money to buy fish. There is always a way out. You don't have to do this. I have a feeling Slyce isn't referring to cannibalism, but that's okay. It's inevitable now. Of course I do, Slicey. I can't go back. I've become something terrible, and it's irreversible. You've been wicked since the beginning. You're not even an awful person. You're a monster.
Like you're one to talk.
Sinking to their knees, Demian crawls toward the two-way mirror separating the lobby from Carl's office. The face that greets them is no longer their own.
You made me this way. You don't get to turn around and call me a monster.
Bloody handprints streak down the mirror. Demian tries desperately to reach out, to cradle its face in their hands. But all that separates Demian from Slyce is a piece of glass. And if they break it, there is no warm body that'll fall into their arms and hold them tight, never letting go. Because their bond is better. Perfect. Demian will never be apart from it. Slyce's brain melds with their own. Every single thought of it belongs to Demian. Every breath whips them up further into a frenzy. But that's okay, because you're my only family now, and I love you. You fill the role of mother and father. I'm a monster of your own making. You invaded me just to make me perfect. And I love you for it. And you have to love me too, you know. Family has to love each other, because that's all they're good for. Unconditional and undying love. No matter what I do, you'll always love me, right? Because you complete me, and I complete you. And you need me more than I'll ever need you. You'll die without me. You have to love me. You can't ever leave. I finally have a family. Family doesn't leave each other. I'd do anything for you. I'd eat anything. Kill anyone. The least you can do is love me back. Do you love me?
Oh. Interesting. So I guess that's kind of, I wasn't expecting to be put into Slyce's shoes.
You have to mean it. Don't just say the words. I can hear your thoughts. Do you?
Do you? Do you? Oh.
Well, that's too bad, isn't it? Demian can't stop the tears from pouring down their face. Because you're not going anywhere. Their body retches, not from their own volition. Demian claps both hands over their mouth and doubles over. They can feel Slyce trying to escape through any means possible, but they won't let it. Ever. Its mind screams for freedom. Demian overpowers and takes control, pulling it back into their embrace. Before they can vomit it up, Demian swallows it all down to their heart. Right where it belongs. That's better, Demian sighs. Now then, let's clean up this mess and get you fed before we go. I can't stand this place any longer. Slyce merely shrinks back into their bones. They can feel its lack of a struggle. After all, its mind belongs to them now. Whatever it feels, Demian can take control and to protect it. Carl tastes like shit, but Demian wrenches open his ribcage and gobbles his organs down like a good little family member. They do it out of love. Yes, love. Because they love Slyce. More than words will ever explain. And when Demian eats their fill, they soak the bones of father and daughter in bleach. Margaret's screaming is dull in their ears. Oh. Do you want more? It doesn't matter. I love you. It was such a beautiful feeling. For the first time in their life, they devoured the taste of freedom. By the time they leave the bathroom and stand in the parking lot, they break into a sprint, whooping and cheering and spinning around and around. Spring is coming. The air is already warmer. Soon, the trees and flowers will bloom too. The door to room 102 swings open. A greasy old man pokes his head out.
Shut the hell up, we're trying to sleep!
The skin on their right arm bursts with tendrils and Slyce tears his face off. A woman about 20 years younger than him starts to scream. Her heart is torn out. Demian promptly eats it. A few more wake up to the carnage. They all fall one after another. After a long, long time, they leave the rotten building with a trail of bodies behind them. They don't know where to go next. They just have to take what little they have and the money Carl never gave them. Life goes on, the world keeps spinning. Days turn to weeks, weeks to months, but Demian isn't a slave to life anymore. No, they're carving their own path now. Everyone in their way gets cut down to little pieces, chewed up and swallowed in one bite. Their body splits and deforms at will, twisting into a writhing mess of nerves before pulling it all back. Slyce is part of them now. It's the only part that they ever truly see as themselves. And now they're finally perfect. What are you doing? Oh, are you there? Can you hear me? Stop it. Something is wrong. Demian's mind is so quiet. Slice's voice has gone still. They pace around the hotel room, throwing back silken duvets and charging to the bathroom. The lights shimmer above their head, but Demian's reflection is undoubtedly of their face. Hey, Demian breathes. Hey, come on, where are you? Silence. An aching void of silence in their brain. Slyce? Slicey, talk to me. Where are you? The breathing becomes a desperate gasp. I know you're there. Demian can feel it. Its shapeless form is there, but its mind is silent. Dead? No, it can't be dead. Just say something already. They're sobbing again. Don't leave me. I can't be alone. I don't want to be alone again. The quiet rushes like blood in their ears. Pounding heart thrums harder in their chest. Demi can't do this. Not without Slyce. Maybe one little look inside them won't hurt. Right? Slyce can just stitch it all up. It's fixed worse in them. They just need to know it's still there. It's still here. There's one knife that Demi always loved to use, stored in their backpack. It cuts through meat and bones so cleanly. It feels wonderful in their hands. Demian swallows hard. The cold metal makes a sweet little dent on their skin, right below the belly button. Just one little look is all they need. One little look. Idolization, ending 5. Interesting, okay.
So I guess the question becomes, there's like one other ending. I don't know how we would go about getting it. I'm assuming the other ending is like where they bloom.
Partial transcript of an interview between Miriam Garcia and private investigator Irving Altair de Barthel has been discovered. Would you like to read it?
Yes.
Interviewer. Irving Altair de Barthel. Interviewee Marcia.
Yes, it's totally her name. Miriam Garcia.
Before we continue, I would like to thank you once again for taking the time out of your day to speak with me. I know you've been incredibly busy since the body was discovered. It's not a problem. Actually, I haven't been able to sleep well ever since I heard what happened, and I need answers. I understand your anxieties. Redacted seems to have been... Demian! I beg your pardon? Their name was Demian. They hated that other name. My apologies. I was not made aware of this. Demian seemed to have been rather fond of you in the past. How long have you known them? I think about a year, maybe a year and a half. We met right around when they first moved to Kingsfield. Do you remember your first meeting? Were they like that then? They were so sweet and funny. They had this sense of humor to them that was just so honest. They were no good at small talk, but they were always so passionate about music or the games they liked. I'm sorry. You want to know how we met, right? Take your time. We're in no rush.
Well, I was on night shift, overtime, I think, to save up enough for a weekend trip back home. It was almost summer break, and my mom was about to marry my stepdad. It's a long story, but the point is, I was talking to one of my coworkers. I told her I was nervous about being a good sibling, figure to my half-sister, Felicity. I wanted to get Felicity something, but I had no clue what. And a few feet away to me, Demian said to give her a hot dog. Kids love those. They said they realized how weird that was, butting into my conversation and all, and introduced themselves properly after that. We started talking super quickly after that. We were having trouble trying to make friends, or they were having trouble trying to make friends, and I was always happy to chat with them whenever they came by the shop. Now, gosh, I sound like a middle schooler for saying this, but I think I even had a crush on them for a while. This was before they knew anything, or before I knew anything was wrong. I'm not a hybristo, a kind of person who falls in love with serial killers.
A bristophile?
Yeah, that. I'm not a hybristophile. Demian had been so sweet to me before everything changed. I know everyone says this about killers, but I really didn't think they were ever able to do something like that. They really were so gentle before.
When did you first notice a change in their behavior?
I think it was a little bit after the new year. When they came to the shop, I saw they'd lost some more weight. Anyone who'd met Demian knew how thin they were. If they even missed a meal, they'd just start dropping pounds left and right. It'd be so scary to watch sometimes. I used to try and help them plan healthier meals in a way I can, or in any way I can. They were on such a tight budget, you know? And I've been in that position before, skipping meals because I didn't have any money. It got so bad I passed out on a shift once and cracked my head open. I never wanted that to happen to them. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. Anyway, they told me a bunch of times they were okay, just trying to save up money for something, but my coworker Luna told me a few weeks later they started screaming at this guy and stormed out of the shop. I wasn't there for that, and she doesn't remember what it was about anymore, but...
There was an escalation in their behavior.
Yeah. Right before the motel thing, I was walking home. I live near the Westin Kingsfield, and I saw them in an alleyway. They were covered in blood, and they'd beaten this one guy so badly his face was beyond swollen. But I didn't realize immediately because their intestines were hanging out of them. And I know it wasn't just rope or something. They told me. Showed me.
My God.
I know, fucking metal, right? Anyway, I don't know why they did that. I tried to get them to the hospital, but Demian stitched it all up himself with these tentacle things. It was coming out of them. Out of the wound, I mean. Looking at it made me sick, because it felt like I wasn't supposed to see it.
Do you remember what they said to you that night?
I asked them what happened. I wanted to call the cops, an ambulance, just anything, because they were sick. Or at least I thought they were. They told me they reached out to the Titan of Rotten Flowers, and that when it grabbed onto them, they were reborn or something. I didn't understand most of it. I thought the bloodlust was getting to their head. They wanted me to become one with them, but when I said no, they let me go. I ran away after that. I'm sorry. I sound like a crazy person, don't I? Talking about tentacles and flower gods and all that. I really, really swear I'm telling you the truth. I know what I saw. Even I can't believe it sometimes, but I saw it.
Don't take my silence as doubt, Miss Garcia. I want to hear as much as you're willing to share.
You don't have to call me Miss Garcia. Just Miriam is okay.
Very well, then. I just have a few more questions, alright, Miriam?
Okay.
You say that Demian let go of you. Do you know why that is?
No, actually, I've been asking myself the same thing every night. They could have killed me. I wouldn't have been able to stop them, but they just let me go.
Why didn't you call the police that night? You stated earlier you sent medical help to the victims, but didn't alert Kingsfield Police Department of what Demian had done to you.
I was so scared. They told me not to call anyone or they'd kill me. I didn't want to know if they were lying, so I never did. And I've never had a good experience with the police myself, especially not here. Sometimes I wish I'd called, though. I wish I'd ran to one of my neighbors after they broke my phone and called the cops. I could have saved those people if I'd just done anything different, or even if I just told Demian my feelings. If I hadn't been such a coward, maybe no one would be hurt. No one would be dead. And maybe Demi would have let go of that flower god thing.
It wasn't your fault.
This file is corrupted and cannot be opened. Recovering voice memo. Oh. Whoops. Also, I really like that little... I'm guessing it's like a flesh petal that's like flipping back and forth. I really like that touch.
After speaking to Miss Garcia for the rest of our allotted time, I've come to learn a lot more about the young Zhao that could provide, or could prove fruitful in my investigation. Despite that, I'm left with more questions than I have started with. To say this case haunts me would be putting it lightly. I've just recently acquired a copy of the forensic results, and what I found is baffling, really. Despite witnesses and camera evidence proving, without a shadow of a doubt, that Demian was alive up until July the 20th, the level of decomposition their body had undergone upon analysis told a different story. For God's sakes, there were maggots teeming in their chest cavity. It's as if the young Zhao were rotting alive for months before they induced the killing blow. Human tissue was discovered in their stomach, half digested. I don't know how, why, or whom, but I would go as far as to say something was forcefully keeping them alive, even as their bodies started to break down. No, I mustn't speculate like this. I don't have enough evidence to come to a proper conclusion about their death. Frankly, no one else is able to. The official cause of death is suicide, yes, but with all the bizarre circumstances that surround their life beforehand, I can't rule anything out. One oddity I've discovered in my research towards their past is the town Demian grew up in. Though the Zhao family no longer lives there, Demian had been born and raised in a Maryland town known as Bridge Creek. That very same town was there when the Liu family... Wait, isn't it just Liu? I think it's just Liu. When the Liu family tragedy occurred, involving the sudden death of Jing Liu, and the subsequent disappearance of his wife and child, Cassandra and Naomi. That wasn't enough. The thousand-faced beast incident had taken place in a local convenience store a mere 6 months later. All of this had occurred after Demian had left, but I can't help but wonder, could the young Zhao's descent into madness have been influenced by their birthplace in some capacity? It seems like any other ordinary town in America, but who knows what kind of dark secrets it could hold. I will try to speak to Mr. Snyman sometime within the next week, as he knows them in their developmental years. He seems to be rather vocal in terms of his displeasure towards them as a person.
Oh, Wickus. Yeah, he's probably not happy with us since we bit his fucking hand. I don't blame him. I'd be the same way if young Zhao had bitten me as well. Yup.
I've been avoiding the idea of contacting their family, though I realize it has to happen at some point. From what Miss Garcia told me, Mr. and Mrs. Zhao can be quite uncooperative when it comes to the topic of their first child.
First child? Oh. Was Demi not an only child?
I don't believe there's any demonic influence at play here. I know how Leora thinks. To allow a thrall at her disposal to lose control and commit suicide is unlikely. In all honesty, the idea that scares me more than Demian being another casualty of hers, Leora, is a familiar hell. I know nothing of this entity. Both motive and weakness are unknown to me. What was the inciting force behind Demian's bloodlust? Who gave them that power Miss Garcia spoke of? Who is the Titan of Flowers? And most importantly, is it within another human now? There are many things left to look into later. End of voice memo. Bonus scene 4.
Fucking hell. I like that when I'm in the kitchen, I hear evil laughter from the living room. Yes. So fucking hell. So there's still more we have yet to unlock. Let me look at the timer. We've only got 9 minutes left. Well, that's enough power that I can keep the phone over here. So, sadly, we will have to end it here right now for veins like tapeworms. I still want to get to the Bloom ending, because we're missing 2 of the endings and I want to get them. And I may ask Trinket, like, for a semi-spoiler free, like, what options do I need to click? Like, can I get a little help getting the other endings? Oh, hang on. Oh no. So we got the Wickus. Oh, there's only one other, like, bonus ending. Okay. The true ending. What? I've done forgot what press was in relation to. Fuck! But I really like that toward the end of the idolization route, we swapped to fucking Slyce's perspective. They both have the capacity to be monsters, but if you swing to one or the other extreme, it doesn't end well for either of them. Well, it ends well for Demian, when we just, like, push Demian towards the metaphorical light, so that their life becomes better. But in this one, idolization's like, oh wow, they both cancel each other out. So we'll see what happens next time. We'll see what happens next time.